And welcome back, everybody. This is Ghost Stories told from the south. Told from me south. Told from the south.
South, baby. Woo-hoo.
Anyway, this is Ghost Stories told from the south. And I am your co-host, Lexi LeBooth.
And I'm your host, Stephen LeBooth. I almost said Lexi. I'm your host, Stephen LeBooth. Oh, we got some great stuff for you today.
And apparently we can't not talk today. It's worse than before regular, I mean.
God. And then our dogs are just being nasty today.
We have a puppy and he's not fixed yet. He's over here humping.
Yeah, he's
the
a little
girl.
He's a little dog and he's trying to hump a big frickin' lab. Ugh.
It's kind of nasty. Well, I know the last one we did was a special for an episode. I hope everyone liked that, the Hat Man. For this one, we're just going to go back to regular episode. It's just like, I have these stories, Dad has a few stories, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll go on with the stories, and then we'll update you guys about our life and what we've been doing and everything else in the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to make Dad go first.
Fine. I always go first.
I used to for the longest time, so.
Yeah, I don't care. No.
You're mean.
Anyways, we're going to, of course, be in New Zealand again. We're going for the Civic Theatre in Auckland.
In Auckland?
Yes, Auckland, New Zealand.
I feel like I've heard of that place.
Yeah, well, I've done a lot of stories from there, because the next story is from Auckland, too. What's south of Auckland. But, you know. Anyways.
Ow.
Way to go.
Sorry, go ahead.
The theater was built in 1929, December of that year. They opened the grand doors. It was a grand place, and it could hold up to 2,750 people. The theater survived through the Depression and the owner going bankrupt. So it's still there after the Depression, and one of the owners went belly up bankrupt. And no real big tragedies happened there, like fires or anything like that. But there is a ghost there called Mrs. Freda Stark. She was a dancer in the 40s there. She haunts the halls, but she didn't die there. That's what's so strange. She died at her house.
Oh, well, ghosts... I just really popped my jaw when I said that. Like, they say that, like, ghosts, like, they, like, haunt, like, their, where, like, they spent, like, most of their life, like,
yeah,
the place
where they
that
spent
they
most
loved.
of their time. Yeah, because there's a lot of stories that, you know, like guys at factories or something seeing a person, and they're like, oh, that's ghost, you know, he died at home, but... I mean, think about it. You spend 8 or more hours at work every day.
Every day, or at least 5 days a week.
Yeah, so that's 40 hours right there that you're spending at work. So you always leave a little bit of something behind you, they say. I don't know what. But yeah, that's one of the big ghosts there. And then in the 1990s, it was renovated. And then it reopened again. They still use it for live events and for music festival or movie festivals. And the theater has reports of voices, steps, noises. They said it really kind of amped up after they did all the renovations and stuff in the 90s.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I understand you got to do that there. But they just had their basic hauntings, you know. Nothing real spooky, but still though, hearing voices, seeing stuff, seeing that woman going up and down the halls.
That's enough to freak me out.
Yeah. I mean, I'd much rather have that kind of spirit than something that pushes you or touches you.
Or gives you scratch marks or tries to sleep with you or watches you or, you know. All right. Well, I'll go next. I'm going to be talking about the Rock Canyon Trail in Utah County. In Utah County, Utah. So, this place is literally like a trail, and it's very beautiful, especially during fall. It's overcast of like stormy days. Hikers have bad experiences, and there's a lot of deaths in the canyon. And it's also a very popular rock climbing spot, so there's deaths there too because of that.
Oh yeah, people falling and stuff.
Yeah.
See, that's another crazy thing. I don't like heights.
Me neither.
Some of them guys get like scaling them big old cliffs.
Yeah. Excuse me. One of the first stories was about big elk. I think it is elk. Big elk. That was like the first known death. I didn't really say what happened, but it acted like everyone knew what happened. And I was like, I don't know what happened. So if you know what happened, please tell us.
Big elk. Maybe you fell.
Big elk. I think it's big elk. I think I just put my L and K too close together. That was the first known death near that place. So hikers see and like feel really weird things. They can see a wailing woman. They believe that's the wife of Big Elk, because like he died and his wife was like wandering around and looking for him after she died.
Big Elk.
The creek is haunted by a small girl. You can see her playing in the water with rocks, or you can see her like singing or humming to a song, and then if you get near her, she just vanishes, like into thin air, just like poof.
Then she's gone, just like that.
Like that, mate. That one was a shorty, but it's okay. Mine are all kind of like shorties, but it's okay.
It's all good.
I'm gonna do another one because that one, like I said, was a
Well, that was
shorty.
2 minutes of my life I can't get back.
Oh, shut up.
Be like last night. That sucked. No.
Oh, gosh. All right, so this is going to be the Gettysburg Hotel in Gettysburg, Philadelphia. The only history that I have on this place is that it was established in 1797. So the rest is just ghost stuff. This place is haunted by a spirit of Rachel, and she is believed to be a Civil War era nurse. And she is seen to be looking around for wounded soldiers to care for. I cannot talk today. I don't know what's happening. And then Rachel opens drawers and takes some of the guests' like clothing out for them to wear. So we'll literally pick out an outfit for you.
Oh my God. Well, has anybody ever not wore what she put out?
I don't know. I didn't go into that much detail.
Well, I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to put the clothes on one day. The next day, I'm not going to wear them and see what happens.
Be like, no, I don't want this. I'm going to choose something else.
Man, that's stupid. Whoever put this out sucks. And then while I'm going down the steps, she'll trip me. Oh.
That wasn't me. They also see like a wounded shoulder that I don't know what's wrong.
You got me saying
Soldier.
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 Quit banging the mic with your notebook. You ain't playing a banjo.
As they see a wounded soldier and a lady dancing in the ballroom. All by her lonesome, no music too, so that makes it even more weird. Like, yeah.
Well, she might have been a young girl and got hit by friendly fire or something, or.
Yeah, it didn't go into much detail, but that's like the other ghosts that are there. So. All right, Papa. I just called you Papa. What is it? It's your turn. Please go.
Okay, I'm going over Camp Adair in Auckland, New Zealand again. It is in Hanua, south of Auckland. So if I'm saying the Hanua wrong, let me know.
Hanua.
It's south of Auckland. It was established in 1913 and was set on over 100 acres. In 1938, the camp was bought by the YMCA, and it was in its campgrounds open to the public. The legend surrounds a historic schoolhouse. The story goes a group of children that were staying the night or staying at the camp were murdered by their teacher in the schoolhouse building.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't
So,
give an exact number of how many kids, but yes, he definitely killed the kids in the classroom.
wow.
And the legend says you can see his fiery red hair and beard while he's staring at you through the outside window. People say when they've been in there sleeping or something, you can see someone looking like from the inside, outside, looking in through the windows.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the scene of Freddy Krueger, the latest one that came out, I believe, and it's like the newest one, and it's when like they start daydreaming or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he's like when it shows them what happened to him and why he's attacking them, and he's like in that building and all the parents are surrounded by it, and then it ends up being like the guy who's dreaming instead of Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? Where he's just running out of that building, all like fiery. You know, that's what that reminds me of. So.
Yeah, but he's got fiery beard and a red hair, and they say like at night you can see him looking through the windows, looking for more kids to kill. They say.
Oh,
you
lovely.
never know. Good thing I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
And of course,
that probably helps.
He haunts the whole grounds. They say, and of course, they get hauntings of kids too. So.
Yeah.
You know. But that's it for that one.
All right. Can you do another one?
Yeah.
All right. What's your next one?
Next one is the Jubilee Pavilion. Pavilion.
Jubilee Pavilion.
Jubilee Pavilion it's a old rugby stadium. People have reported to be the home of the ghost known as the Shadow Person who haunts the grounds. And if you don't know what an old rugby stadium is, it's basically Australians football. That's where our American football kind of originated from. So, anyways, there's an old stadium there with a shadow ghost that roams the grounds, and the ghost is always seen in the same seat at the same time every time. Every time.
Okay.
Every time they see him, it's always at the same seat.
All right. That's
Yes. They believe it was the ghost of a homeless man that back in the early days, he would go in and he didn't miss a home game. He always loved watching his rugby, so he always he managed to get in somehow and always watch, and he's sitting in that same spot all the time, they say.
Oh, well, I can see like why he would come back to like.
Well, especially too if that's kind of like all he had to live for if he was homeless.
Yeah.
Because a poor guy don't have a wife, kids to go to, or a house or a dog. So, hey, man, I look forward to going to see rugby.
Yeah, I can see why he would do that.
Yeah, they say he haunts the grounds and you can see his shadow, but there's nothing real dangerous really sounding about that one. You might hear a voice or something or see him, but that's about it. That one isn't like the fiery redhead that kills kids.
Yeah, that one's not,
The fiery redhead that kills kids.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go next. Speaking of the fiery head, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The fiery person that kills redheads.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, the fiery redhead that kills kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about, excuse me if I say this wrong, the Diva Mansion in Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, so there is this young girl who is, hang on, let me restart. That's the ghost stuff. Let me go to the history stuff. Okay, so there's this fire that, what the heck?
You can't read your own writing, huh?
It don't make no sense.
You was in a hurry when you wrote it, wasn't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I skimmed over it. So there was a fire in 1979, and it was, I guess, okay, and then it got renovated a few times because it got changed like through a lot of hands. Like it never stayed. I never had a current owner, or not current.
An owner that
a stable owner,
yeah,
like
stable.
So, and then now it's a restaurant and a wedding venue. So yeah, but apparently there's this young girl who's dressed from like the 1850s, and she is seen from the upstairs window. Sorry, I say window sometimes. And
wow.
She is heard talking to someone, and then like that person shows up on photographs, and they don't know who it is. It's because it's like a shadow, so they don't know who it is. And this person thingy throws objects on the ground when angry.
Wow. Don't want to piss that guy off.
And there's cold spots, and doors open and close by themselves when this person's around. So
that's great.
It's like because there's the little girl, so like the little girl scene, but then like this dark shadow thing is seen too that revolves around her. So it's like kind of like a 2-in-1 deal. You get the shadow girl and you get the ghost. Woo!
Love it.
Love it. Love it. Live it. Okay. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to pass it back over to Dad.
What is he doing over there?
Who?
I don't know. Who's making that noise? What is it?
Rocco's probably licking Simone's ear. He is.
Oh, okay. I heard some banging or something. I was like, oh, what are they doing?
You also probably have a ghost.
Well, I swear, every time, and it's only when we do this podcast, the ghost one, is when we'll have
stuff happen to
like
us.
Weird electrical problems, or, it's just like, the other night we was trying to record, and it was still recording, but it's like the dashboard was frozen and lagging, and it wouldn't. And tonight, no problem. It hasn't stopped one time.
No, it's perfect tonight.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
That, or we'll see little shadow figures when we're getting ready, or
just like anytime, like stuff happens normally, but like no other, like this podcast,
yes.
like it like triggers it. But we're not going to stop because we love it. So
yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go next. Well, I'm going to go again. I already went once, but... Alright, so this is going to be about the Gandy Dancer.
Gandy Dancer, a dancer for money.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay? So this place was constructed in 1886. And it used to be a railroad station. And this was also a location where people would brought the deceased during World War I. And the bodies that were not claimed yet were kept in the basement. So, yeah. And during that time, employees would say that, like, this part, I'm not sure if they had lights back then, but, like, I know electricity was invented, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's weird. So employees would say, like, lights were turned upside down. So, like, okay, let's say the light was off, but the light switch was up. Or let's say that it was, let's say the light was on, but the light switch was down. So, like, it was backwards. And, like, unless you have, like, a really messed up house, 99.999% houses are all like that. And that's not even houses. That's, like, any building.
Yeah.
So, like, that was really weird.
No, you.
And then, like, glasses, like, fly off shelves. And then this figure of a man, like, roams the hallways.
See, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't be like, listen, man, I don't care that you're here, Ghost. That's cool and all, but you ain't got to break shit.
Yeah.
I'd be like, come on, man, cut me some slack.
Yeah, I would. I would be like, yo, you don't gotta do this. Just, like, chill out,
You can. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have bragged. You know how we said Hey, it's a good podcast today. Nothing's happening.
Stuff just happened.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of talking and you heard it and it just cut out completely.
It just shut off.
So on the computer, you press the red button to record and then you press the stop button. Our clicker was over the record button and it still just stopped. And everything's plugged in, everything's good. And we actually have 2 monitors. We just have one for using the web and the pictures and stuff, and one strictly just for recording.
Yeah.
So it was really weird how it did that.
Yeah.
So, well,
again,
speaking of ghost stuff and it freaking out, let's continue talking about it, and it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Now, this is my last one.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, I'll be going over the Lake Alice Hospital.
The Lake Alice Hospital.
The complex opened in August of 1950 on 56 acres. See, this is one reason I wanted to pull pictures up. This place is huge.
Oh, it's one of those really big places.
It's on 56 acres. It's got 10 two-level villas.
Dang.
Each with 11 beds. The maximum security wing in the morgue in the church and the stuff like that, the office and all that, was another huge wing. They had 3 or 4 big wings or something like that. A lot of it's been tore down, but I'll get to that. It had 2 swimming pools. It had its own fire station. It was so big.
Heck, talk about bragging. I don't just own 1 swimming pools. I own 2.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, 2 swimming pools, had its own fire station. And then former patients started complaining of the hospital's misuse and allegations of the kids being abused and, of course, sexually assaulted and stuff.
It was a hospital?
It was a psychiatric place.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because this is the kids division anyway. This is the kids wing where all this was happening. Not only the child abuse for the kids being abused, they was still using electric shock. This was in the 70s, late 80s, I think, when these allegations started coming out. And they was injecting them with parahyd.
Paradilide,
paradilahide. They was injecting them in that when they was being obnoxious or whatever, and that was fucking them up and killing.
We call that stuff booty juice now.
But in 2001, the government came out and made a big apology after investigating a lot of the allegations and stuff. The government ended up paying out over $10.7 million to 183 people that put a charge on them or
really
allegation against them. I just knocked their notebook off the table. It's like the Three Stooges trying to do a serious ghost stories. But in July of 2006, developers bought the place, but they went bankrupt and the deal didn't go through as planned. In 2008, another developer bought it and tried doing it again, and they failed. The developers demolished some of the buildings. Only a handful of them remain. There are many stories that have been told. Staff that work there said they would see and feel and hear stuff all the time. Objects moving on their own and with no human contact at all. It'd be moving by itself.
It's always fun to watch that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some big buildings there to go look through and search through, but not as big as there was.
Yeah.
Just not as much as there was. See, I was talking about the lag and crap. Son of a gun.
It's messing up again.
Yes, I shouldn't have said a freaking word.
Wow. Well,
it's
guys,
still recording.
If this episode does not turn out that great, I'm sorry.
I guess I shouldn't have jumped the gun there and was like, oh,
Dad
yeah.
jinxed us. Way to go.
Well, sorry.
Well, should I continue on?
Yeah, because I don't want to touch anything. Because remember how sometimes it just bam.
It'll boom, and last minute. See, like I just did there.
See, right there, it's still recording.
It'll work. Okay. Well, I'm going to go next, and I'm going to be talking about
chocolate pudding.
No, the Fort Mifflin, about Fort Mifflin in Philadelphia.
I know, it was Philadelphia. You did the Delphia weird.
Philadelphia.
You don't Delphia it so
Philadelphia.
Much. No.
Philadelphia.
That's how you're doing it.
Philadelphia. That's how I say it.
Which part of the fucking country are you from? You're throwing a little bit of southern, a little bit of northern. Let's throw some coon ass in there too.
Yeah, I talk so weird, and I'm from the South.
But then you throw a little dumb valley girl in it sometimes.
I think it's because I'm from Inner Wells. I'm from I don't know. I talk weird.
Oh God, we're trying to be serious, guys. But there's just sometimes we can't.
Yeah.
So I hope it don't make you run off. But we enjoy doing this, man.
Yeah, we do. All right. So this place was previously known as Fort Island Battery and Maud Island Fort. I didn't know anything about that. Also, this place has been remodeled, and it's a part of the American Revolutionary War. So it has that history, you know. Also, it's haunted by colonial soldiers. And you can see them cleaning guns and other stuff like weapons, tools. You can see a faceless man. There's a lamplighter, a tour guide, children and dogs, a blacksmith, a sea-looking man, and other figures. Oh, a sad-looking man.
I was like, what the heck's a sea-looking man?
I know. I was like, what? You mean like a captain? And other figures of the sorts. That's what that beeping is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad's messing with the GoPro.
Sorry, I got a new toy today, and I'm messing with it.
And then there's the smell of wood fire, really bad, and then the aroma of bread baking. And then you can just hear the voices of civilians and sailors and soldiers. And you can also get touched, pulled, and pushed by these people.
That's lovely.
So that's always fun. What are you doing?
Sorry.
That's so loud.
I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to put it on just regular camera mode and not shoot a video, but it keeps wanting to be loud.
It's like, no. All right, so I'm going to move on to my next one. Oh.
I took your picture.
He took my picture. All right. So, this place is if I say this wrong, I'm sorry. This is the Pfistler Hotel.
Say that again, Pfistler?
No, in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This place was built in 1893. And it was worth $1 million back then.
Wow.
So I don't know how much it's gonna be worth back now. I mean, now. Wow.
Say that again.
And it was actually the Grand Hotel of the West back then. And in the late 50s, early 60s, it was bought by Ben Marcus, and then through several years of renovations and additions. So, it's been through some stuff. And then it's also the home of a professional baseball, baseball, baseball and softball teams, whenever they're in town. So, any ones that are traveling, that's where they go stay. Which is cool. Reported paranormal activity includes electrical anomalies. So, like your computer, or not computer, your TV will be unplugged, but it'll still work. Your remote won't have batteries in it, but the remote will work. Your microwave will be unplugged, but you can still cook popcorn. Like, it's so weird.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. You'd save electricity if stuff wasn't plugged in. Think of the money
but
you'd
then
save.
it's like people will plug in their phones and it will never charge.
God.
But then, like, it's just weird stuff.
Yeah, that is
happens.
weird. Bunch of crazy shit right there.
And then, like, apparitions, they see this elderly man who they think is the owner, and they get knocking on the door and they can hear voices.
I
I
so
know, right?
Sorry.
Well,
Not again.
Uh-oh.
I should have been paying more attention. I had one job.
It's okay. It didn't do anything. It lagged, though.
It's a lagger. You big fat. I'm sorry, guys. Next time I will not brag about a show or anything being
We will
good
never
again.
brag about this thing going perfect.
Never, ever again.
All right. So we're like right at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting so tired.
It's just been a long weekend for us. We haven't been home much at all.
No, I had my first day of work, or my first week of work. I told you guys a little bit about it Wednesday.
She's watching babies.
That's my job. I watch 5 babies, but I can only have 4 at a time, so I have 2 that interchange. But it's my job. I already miss them, and I go back Monday, and I'm really excited. And I have my own classroom. It's cute. And it's already almost 8 o'clock, so
Yeah.
I think we're going to end this. Dad's going to edit it and get it ready for Wednesday. So.
Yes, I will. Jelly bean boys.
But it is officially today, because it's Sunday here right now. When we're recording this, it is officially the first day of March. Where has our time gone?
Oh, I know. Time is flying by.
Yeah.
God, I'm telling you. March is already here. Tax season's already over. Well, for me it is. Already got mine done and filed and all that.
I don't have to file taxes. I didn't, because I didn't have this job when I...
Oh. But hey, guys. I got this GoPro now, so if we can reach out and do some, like, podcasting mixed with some, ghost hunting at the same time, that would be pretty cool. And I got this GoPro. I think about we might try to, like I said, we're gonna rent something for our anniversary for our first year and do a podcast there. So we think that'd be good. But you guys are really loving our shows, and we're digging it because our popularity is going up more and more. We are up to 1,500 downloads, and this isn't even our first full year of doing it. So I'm saying, guys, let's try to get 2,000 downloads before the end of our first year, guys. We'd appreciate it. That would be very awesome. I just can't believe we're getting 15 because we don't do much publication on this or much. We don't got much support of people. It's getting put out there. It's more word of mouth or however they. I don't know how some of these people that get it heard of us, but we appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just think
know,
it's
like,
awesome.
on Facebook, it can pop up, like, on people you may know, or, like, suggestions for you. Or, like, they'll get invited to it, because, like, if you're in a group, you can invite people to it.
Yeah.
Or, like, the invitations, how we send out just invitations. But, like, a lot of it is word of mouth. We really, really, really appreciate you guys.
Yes, it's awesome, because it's weird. We like looking at the world map, and it shows us where where our downloads come from. And I'm like, you mean to tell me we're in little bitty old Mineral Wells, Texas, in the United States over here, and this person way over here in New Zealand or way over here in Spain or this little place called Cyprus is listening to us? That's just amazing. Love it. But you guys don't forget, we're on Facebook, Ghost Stories Told from the South, Instagram.
Ghost Stories Told from the
and I'm
South.
thinking about I'm just thinking about shutting down my Twitter accounts because it's so hard to keep up with just my Facebook and the Instagram.
And
So.
I don't really know anyone that really uses Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know,
All the
like,
celebrities
the celebrities
use
do,
it's
but,
more
like,
of a celebrity thing, and we're not celebrities.
we're not there
We're
yet.
just love podcasting, and we love telling stories, scary stories.
Literally, we're just, like, out
And
from-
and here's an idea me and Lexi's gonna have. We're still gonna set a dine aside and do a live show, but one night we're gonna get up there and do a bonfire and sit around with doing stories.
Yeah.
Because I can take this outside with the laptop and we can cut a show. I think that would be great on a nice, cool night. Make a fire.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes. I think it'd be fun. But you guys go check out our Facebook, Instagram, our emails, Ghost Stories Told from the South at gmail.com. We're on Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora,
anything and
iPhone,
everything.
Amazon, iTunes,
Did
iTunes.
you just say iPhone?
We're on everything. We're even on the NWO app.
No, we're not.
Yeah, huh?
No, we're not.
We're even on the #1 Ghost app.
No, we're not.
But this has been Ghost Stories Told from the South. We didn't have any big news, I don't think, before I close out, do we?
No, we don't.
Other than us getting 1,500 downloads in our first, within our...
Oh, did we actually hit 1,500?
Yes, we actually finally hit 15. It's amazing.
Whoa, I didn't even know that. I thought we were still at like 2 away from it.
No.
That's what it was last night. We were 2 away from 1,500.
But I'll tell you this, our fans are consistent, and I want to say it again. I thank you and I appreciate it because we get at least 100 or more downloads every month. And that's something for us. Y'all might think it's not big, but it's big to us because we're just some small-time people doing this out of my house. I mean, I've kind of taken over my son's bedroom and used half of it as the podcasting studio.
You literally, like...
So... That's what just amazes us because we're so little and small, and people around the world
still don't know
hearing
what we're
us.
doing. Like,
yeah, it might sound like we do, but
we don't. We have to look up something when something goes wrong with this stuff because we don't know how to fix it.
Yes, and then sometimes I don't write it down, and then I forget how I did it. So when it happens again, I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, and it's a lesson, but it's.
But I'm
still
glad
fun.
you guys are listening to it and liking it. But if there ain't no news, everything's good and done. This has been Ghost Stories Told from the South. This is
your co-host Lexi,
and this is your host Stephen LeBooth. I hope you kids have a good evening and don't get too scared tonight when you go to bed. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.